Good evening. Today is January the 9th, and my video tonight is going to be on fasting. Um, this is by no means all there is included in it. There's over 70 verses where fasting is talked about in the Bible. The first time that we ever fasted, me and my wife, we did it with the church where we did a 14-day fast. And we found out that fasting is more than just food. It can include fasting from social media or fasting from television. Okay, there's a lot of different things that we get so caught up in our everyday lives that it's good to take a break and just completely cut it off and spend time away from it so you can spend time growing closer to the Lord. And that's the whole point of the fasting. Fasting and prayer works hand in hand. Um, it helps. What it is when you're fasting, you're not thinking about food. You're not thinking about your next meal. You're thinking, you're focused, not just thinking, you're focused on growing your relationship with God and growing closer to Him. Because, food, while it feeds the body, okay, it doesn't feed the spirit. That's where prayer and fasting comes in so that we can grow closer to the Lord, to feed our spirit and to grow closer in our relationship. We need to, you sit there and you look at scriptures, and one thing that I found, I've noticed time and again in the Bible, they talk about, like true fasting, okay? You can go to Isaiah 58, and it talks about true fasting, where you're fasting not to be seen like the hypocrites, but you're fasting to build your relationship with the Lord. You sit there and you go to the latter part of Isaiah 58, it gives you actually instructions on fasting to help guide you. Now, I know when me and my wife first started, we would do what we called the Daniel fast, where we would just eat strictly fruits and vegetables for the entire time that we were doing our fast. So we'd alternate. We'd do vegetables one day and fruit the other. The fast that we're doing now, which is being done corporately with our church family, is we don't eat anything between 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And, it's just strictly liquids through the daytime. But the thing that I have found digging further into this is it's more than just growing your relationship with God. It actually benefits your body. And that's one reason why, fasting is talked about and the importance of it. You have three main type of fasts, and that's no food, only water. And Matthew 4:2, Jesus was tempted 40 days, and that's all he had was water. He didn't eat nothing for 40 days. There's a partial fast, no choice foods or meats, which is mentioned in Daniel. And then you have a total fast, no food or water. If you look in Matthew 6, okay, it's like I mentioned earlier. Okay, we're told we're not supposed to, when we're fasting or even when we're praying, we're not supposed to go out and stand on the street corner, okay, and be looking all downtrodden and worn out, because we're doing prayer or fasting, okay. We're supposed to wash our face and not show it outwardly, okay, because it's all towards God. It's for His glory that we're doing the fast. So, it warns in Matthew 6 about doing it not as the hypocrites do, but, for God's glory. Proverbs, 16:3 reminds us to commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. You can sit there and you can look at 1 Samuel 31, verse 13. Okay, after Saul's death, they implemented a 7-day fast. So, Ezra, okay, they fasted. They were returning to Jerusalem, and they fasted in preparation for the return trip, so that it was to honor God. You go to Philippians, it ties together Philippians 4, 6, and 7, prayer and petitions, are tied together. So just a quick oversight. Like I said, this is not everything there is to it, but it will help give you some guidelines. We didn't know anything when we started it. So I hope this helps. Pray blessings over each and every one of you. I love you, and I will talk to you Monday. Bye.